Right, well, it's bright and early on Saturday 30th of July 2022. Not that bright, but it is dry and it's warm, and we are at the Land Rover experience at Awliscombe. About to get signed in so that Dad can have a drive around in that Defender over there, I think. No one else here yet, but we're a little bit early. But we're going to go get all the paperwork done. Then some off-roading, I think.
We thought so I took a guess at that. Well, she never forgot it. I love not new tailgate.
Right, so we've done the paperwork, and we're just about to jump in and get started. So, not sure which one we got. There's two, white one and a silver one. I guess probably it's the white one, but we'll find out in a moment.
By the wheels we've got these blue rods. What that will show is the articulation of the wheels as they're moving up and down. So you'll see all that. We'll also, when we get wheel spin, which we will today, we get wheels spinning. Whichever wheel's spinning, you'll see an arrow coming around it. Yeah. If it's a yellow arrow, it's just a little bit of spin. If it's a red arrow, it's serious spin. It's like my electric meter when the wife's drying her hair. So you'll see that going on. But the one good thing about this turn, if I do this with my steering wheel, you can see which way the wheels are pointing.
Right.
When people first start off-roading, they react to certain things. So they'll react to a little bit of sliding, they'll react to being at a strange angle, or they'll react by bumping, and they always react by steering. So what they normally do, you drive it along, nice straight line, you get a little bit of sideways slip, they'll, first of all, they put their heads down like this, and then they go with the wheel. And you can end up with your steering wheel like that. You think the wheels are pointing nice and straight, but as you can see, they're actually offset. It's all about the power, because the more aggressively you drive a hill, the more dynamic the car becomes, bouncing all over the place. And as a car becomes dynamic and bounces, the wheels become light, you're going to lose traction, you're going to fail to get up the hill. So the trick is to try and climb the hill as slowly as you can. If you don't make it up it the first time, get the car in reverse, come back down, and then attack it again with a little bit more momentum. Doesn't matter if it takes you 4 or 5 attempts to get up there, you're just building your risk levels up little bit by little bit. So we're just approaching the hill here, nice and slowly, and it's all about a nice, steady throttle input, just to keep the car moving.
Just enough power to keep ticking along steady then.
But if I wanted to come to a stop, so if I stop there, this car's got advanced hill hold on it. So my feet are on the floor now, I'm not touching the brake. Everybody's in the back like that. And what advanced hill hold will do, when I come across to the throttle and start inputting some power, it will gradually release the brakes. So it allows me to pull away nice and smoothly without the car rolling back.
So you're building up power, and
so
the right point the brakes to come off.
I'm just starting to put in the power, like, you can hear it lifting up as I put in a little bit more. So the brakes have now come off, and away we go.
You creep away nice and steady. That's what you call doing a good hill story.
Yeah. It's all down to me, it's nothing to do with the car. I'll leave the water for you, we'll talk about that later on. When we drive on slippery surfaces, we give them what we call a mu rating. So mu is a coefficient of friction. So ice, for instance, is a 0 mu surface. Wet grass, you've probably driven on wet grass going to your shoots and things, have you?
Yeah, wet grass is not very good usually.
Yeah. We call it green ice. It's a 0 mu surface, very wet grass. It's one of the hardest things in the world to drive on. We always do, we look at the easiest route for the car to take. It's all about mechanical sympathy. So something like this hill in front, if this is the only way I've got to, in the real world you've got to this one on the right because it's smooth. But if we've got to go up this one, I look at it and I think, which is the easiest route up it? We've got those horrible great big ruts in the middle. So the easy way to climb this hill is to do a thing we call it straddling. So what I'm going to do here, Tony, I'm going to come over to the right. So the wheels on my side are very close to the grass, which means the wheels on your side are going to go up that middle piece there, and we're going to avoid those big ruts, and the car will just crawl up here. When you drive this hill shortly, I'm going to get you to drive up the ruts, so you'll see the difference it makes in picking the right route. So I'm just gently on the throttle and the car is just crawling up here. Your Evoque will come up here, Andy, like this.
I was just wondering.
He'll be coming every next week and begging to drive up and down here.
Its wheels are not good, that.
Look how easy it crawls up here.
I've got black wheels on mine and they won't be looking black after too many weeks of this, will they?
Did you get your half-day ticket with it?
I didn't buy it new, hand on heart. I bought it second hand, so no, it's the answer to that. It came from an independent.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Effortless.
I bought it in lockdown actually, and they gave me money off and everything. I don't think you'd get money off now, would
No.
you?
And there we are, at the top.
Up this one?
No, round to your left, keep coming left. Keep coming left.
Oops.
We're going up this one here.
It tells you which way there's northeast, 35 degrees
all that.
incline.
You're the only one who can see that, and the heads up display. Stop there for me, Tony. And just press the letter P. There you go, it goes into park, so you can take your foot off the brake and everything. So side slopes, we've got a slightly bigger one for you here. This car, in ideal conditions, and they've got to be ideal, can go to 45 degrees. Okay, all our cars are built with a very low centre of gravity, which allows us to do things like this. But of course, we as human beings come along and spoil everything, don't we? You know, we put roof racks on and top boxes, we have tool kits in the back sliding about. So we really affect the loading of the car in that centre of gravity. So before you do anything like this, you want to check that loading of your vehicle, you know. So if you have got stuff on the roof, if you can bring it down and put it in the car, do that. If you've got a load of friends in the car, get them out, make them walk. You know, it doesn't matter if it's pouring with rain, at least they'll have a car to get into at the end of it. So once you're happy with the loading of the car, have a look at the route you're going to take on the slope, because there could be a bit of tree root, a bit of rock, something that could just take you past that stability point, cause you to roll. And then when you drive it as slowly as you can, keep the dynamics of the car down. The one thing that does happen on side slopes, because you're driving like this, your head naturally wants to be upright, so people will lean uphill, which isn't a problem, apart from sometimes whoever's driving, as they lean uphill, they take the steering wheel with them. And what you do, it won't affect you on this slope because of the way the track's designed, but if we were crossing the side of a hill somewhere on even slightly damp grass and you started to turn uphill, what you're doing, you're asking this big 3-litre lump of an engine to fight against gravity, and I can guarantee 98% of the time gravity will win, and that's when you're going to roll the car over. So never turn uphill. If you feel the stability is compromised, always turn downhill, get the weight of the car pointing downhill. Happy, Tony?
Yeah, I think so.
So what we're going to...
Right, so he's had a little bit of a crash course. It took him round how it goes, how it doesn't go, what to do, what not to do, and now we're just starting off really on, I suppose, what is some baby slopes, although they're not really what you would call baby slopes, you know. So they're just quite good. The instruction is helpful, and it's a very capable piece of kit. Sorry, I'm off track there, lost my thought. Just trying to take a picture at the same time. It's some piece of kit, that Defender. Like a lot of things now, it's kind of all electronics, you know. It's kind of coming back out of the way. I don't think he's going to tip it over, but that would be one you wouldn't want to be underneath, I guess. And back down to horizontal land.
Come over to your left a bit for me, Tony. That's it.
I can't see nothing there.
And this is where that forward-facing camera there is really useful. A little bit further. A little bit further. A little bit further. So yes, on the flat and stop there for me. And pop it in park again. So just press the letter P.
Right, so the last scene was just a little go up that slope there, and now he's going in the water. So I don't want to get wet, so I've just come out the way to watch him go through the water. He seems to be getting on fine. Oh goodness, look. The instruction is very good, and it actually it is. It's not just drive around and go up this and go down that. It's kind of like educational, a bit like now. You know, we tell people not to drive more than 4 miles an hour through the water so that you don't flood the engine and have lots of wash off ruining the local landscape and things. Like if you're going up slopes like this, don't turn up the hill, turn down the hill. It's really very good. Time for you to get back in. Right, well he's out the water, and now they're talking to him about something called rock crawl, and this is what we've got coming up in front of us. It's a big gnarly rocky looking area, some pretty big rocks and stuff there, so I guess any second you're going to be heading up those. The thing makes it look a bit easy. It looks quite dramatic from outside, but when you're in the vehicle, the electronics and everything kind of do it for you, so it makes you look like a superhero, really. I think Dad's quite impressed with it on the quiet. Seems to be getting on okay. Oh dear, he's on his own now, so not quite sure why. Oh, here he goes. Let's see if he can do it without breaking it. I'm sure he'll be fine. There we go. Your first impression really is, no, I probably don't want to be driving over them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna.
If you've got to drive over them, you've got to have the right car.
Yes. Wow. So that's driven over those pretty much like they weren't there.
Well done, Tony, well done.
Yeah, that's a good effort.
So you want to keep your speed to about 4 or 5 miles an hour.
Right, I'm in on 5 now.
That's good. Keep on coming round to your right.
Up this one?
Yes, please.
I'm back to 4 now.
That's good. Because we've got your first obstacle coming up here in the woods. Useful. So we want to do it as slowly as we possibly can, Tony.
So right of those trees?
Yeah, between these 2 trees. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you need to look at that camera a little bit. Look.
I am watching
So
it.
onto the brake now, holding it on the brake, just making your manoeuvre nice and slowly. And down the other side. Nicely done, Tony. Nicely done.
That was a good job, actually.
Off to your left here.
That's probably more actually outside dramatic than it looked like inside, you know.
Now to the next one.
And left here.
Up here? Yeah.
Yes, please.
That's fine. Well, nobody chasing here, Andrew.
Not many, I don't reckon. It's a bit dirty, that.
Straight
Straight
on
up
that way.
between the trees.
Yes, please. There never used to be trees here. During the Second World War, this was an anti-aircraft gun emplacement here.
I can see the attraction why people do things like this.
Oh, it's good fun, isn't it? Yeah, you might feel the back end of the car slide a little bit.
Okay.
If that happens, don't worry about it. Just keep your wheels pointing where you want to be going. And you might find it helps you turn the corner a little bit better because it spins the back of the car around for you.
Look at me, that's what you call a sharp turn there.
Yeah, but look at the turning circle. There you go. Straighten your wheel up for me, Tony. It's turning right there, that's it. And at the end, we're going to be turning right.
Getting up to the top of the hill nearly now.
Oh, nowhere near yet.
You're not nowhere near.
No.
Cool, that's good. I'm just beginning to
Let's
enjoy
go
this.
right here.
Could you have took your seasickness tablets? Car's got a nasty drop down over here on the back of the car now. We're just trucking over. Here we go. Did you think it was going to be like this, Andrew?
I've watched a few of the YouTube
will.
videos, yeah, so it's
Follow
kind of
on that way.
similar, but I think it's probably more comfortable inside than you think.
Right. Straight on.
Straight on up that way, please.
Right, yeah.
If he's up any, you can toggle down on that little switch. But he looks...
Almost off.
Yeah, that's good. So all I want you to do now, Tony, take your feet off everything and just steer the car down the hill. Whenever you're ready.
Right, off of everything.
And look at the control there.
Yeah, I'm watching and he's going up to 36.
What are we doing there? About 2 miles an hour, are we?
Yeah.
So now
Exactly
you can
2.
just get gently onto the throttle. And let's turn right here actually. Well done, Tony. First bit of hill descent control for you there.
Right, so now we're going to try and do something just a little bit more extreme. It's a bit steep up here. I just made the comment from down there and said, that won't go up there, will it? And they said, well, why don't we go and find out? So we're about to find out. I'm not sure it will go up there, but it might. Let's come back out the way. Sorry, I'm trying to give it a pen. Oh goodness me. No. Wow. That's crazy. That is properly insane. Just come back out of the way a minute. That was pretty steep, to be honest. That was pretty steep. I'm almost puffing a little bit because I had a job to walk up it, but that was a pretty steep hill. And yeah, it certainly was. And there we got some pretty big ruts as well. That's amazing, really. You wouldn't think that would do that. Right, looks like he's stopped for me to get back in. Okay, we've had a little bit more of a ride around, still on the go, and so this one was apparently called Axle Twist, so that sounds like it could be interesting, and we're gonna just see what that looks like. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you all feel dizzy with the camera, but it's kind of got to be not in the way as well as trying to take the video, you know. Well, we have got some wheels off the ground. This thing's making it look pretty easy. It's been some places where, like just now, you wouldn't think it would go. And I did say that'll never go up there, but it did. Stopped me again, so I best jump in.
Just been in round back Gwen's garage and looked at the car and went off down the road. So I don't know what the hell they were on up on.
No.
Drives on with his top track to Owls Off. You're good at it.
Right, so I'm out on foot again, and this one is called Blind Crest, apparently. I'm going to find out why in a second, but I suspect because it's probably going to go down something that shouldn't be going down. So we're going to have a quick look what's ahead. Okay. Oh wow, so yeah, got some pretty gnarly ground there, and in a second he's going to be coming around to it. Okay. So I've got to run around backwards and try and take the footage and not fall over as well. So we've got a few muddy ruts and bits and pieces coming up. It's pretty rough and angry, and this is what it is. So that is a very capable vehicle, and what I can tell you is that when you're inside of that, it doesn't feel like you're up and down all this sort of stuff, and it is pretty knobbly. Trying to take a few camera pictures as well while I'm at it. Oh goodness. Right, so we're coming to a bit of a junction now. Not sure quite where he's going. Whether it's going to be left, right, up or down, going that way, don't know. Don't worry, it'll come out of the way. It'll go one way or the other, won't it? Okay, looks like we're coming down. So yeah, again, it's a bit angry. This is sort of how it is. It's been a morning of this. Okay.
Remember that steep hill that we drove up?
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, when we first came in the woods. We're going to go back down it now.
Well, that'd be interesting.
So we're going to take this next left, please, Tony.
In this little road here with the sycamore tree.
That's the one.
Hey!
So from here, Tony, double check your hill descent controls at its lowest. That little arrow, is he all the way at the bottom of the green block?
Yeah, he's down right on the bottom there.
Yeah. So just take your feet off everything now.
Let him go.
And let him go. And at the
Watch the
junction, we're
cameras.
bearing off to our left.
It seems weird doing that. It's against all things, isn't it?
Well, it's very counterintuitive, isn't it? You know, round to your left here.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's steep here.
Have a little look at your camera, Dad, on the dash. It's a little bit to the right.
And straighten your wheel up there. Just keep yours nice and straight.
It's steep, isn't it?
Hey!
Look at the control we got. Oh, look, almost stopped there. And left at the bottom.
Seatbelts work.
Yes. This as well, right?
It's been nearly touching the ground in front.
It's
Down
not
there?
far off. We're going to go straight on through that little narrow bit there.
Right, so he is off for a bit of a paddle now. There is a water bit. I've got to try and see if I can not fall in and capture him on that camera. It might be a bit dynamic. There's like a river, I suppose, in the forest, so he's getting wet. Right, let's not fall over. I'm gonna run around, watch him come out the other end. Trying to get a little bit of video and hopefully it's coming out okay. I'm going to spend all day doing it that you don't actually enjoy the experience, but this is how off-roading in a new Defender looks. Right.
Sandy on the throttle, there you go. Well done, Tony.
Yeah, gosh, a bit rough going there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Well done.
If I smoked, I should want a fag break after that.
Yeah, Dave, just to let you know, I'm just coming out of Cormorant Loop. I'll be taking Willys Middle to 5 ways.
Young one too.
Yeah. Too safe.
I'm starting to drop about now, I guess.
Yeah, it's a quick stop. Double check your hill descent control, little arrow all the way at the
Which
bottom.
one's that one?
Green arrow, is he all the way at the bottom?
Yeah, he's right on the floor.
Yeah, feet off everything then, Tony.
Let him go.
Let him go.
Let him do his own thing then. I tell you what, it's a really revolutionary space age vehicle, isn't it, really?
Oh yeah.
I never imagined it would be quite like this. It's sophisticated, but yet quite simple as well.
Straighten your wheel up for me, Tom. Keep your wheel straight. And we're going to carry on down that hill in front of us. Well done, Tony.
Down this little one here.
So this little hill we're going on to now is called Safe Hill. Not because it's safe, but as you go past the tree on your right hand side, if you look in the undergrowth, you'll see an old rusty safe, which legend has it that decades and decades ago there was a local robbery where the safe was stolen, and they took it to the road at the top of the woods and rolled it into the woods to break it open and steal the contents, and it still lies there today.
Yeah, look at that. See that? Right, bugger. I wonder if they were looking to find anything exciting.
Well, story also says that the farmer who had the land at the time, when he took the police to it, he said it was open and empty when he got there, when he found it. And when the case was closed, because nobody was ever convicted of it, the case was closed, the farmer suddenly bought himself a brand new tractor.
And a new Defender.
Yeah.
So you think about going to the farmer's pocket then?
So he's off again. I've jumped out, and this is the sort of stuff he's driving through. So it is. It's pretty angry, some of it, you know. But this thing's making it look easy. Probably said already, it feels kind of comfortable in the vehicle. It's not really dramatic. Occasionally you might get a wheel spin or something like that, but it's pretty easy. So I was trying to get a photo at the same time. Right. Okay, so he's off again. It's a bit of a rutty track. The guy says be careful. Yeah, because actually you're trying to walk around and watch him and go backwards and all sorts of stuff like that. He's not actually in the track at the moment. Whoops. Oh dear. Okay, I'll come this way. Just have to wait a minute. Right, I think it's stopped for me. No, I can't get in there, so you'll have to carry on. We'll have a shot from the rear. That's okay. Trying to get lots of pictures at the same time. He seems to be enjoying it, so maybe it'll be a trip down to the Land Rover dealer, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting, this guy Clive, the instructor, he had said that 1 in 3 people who do this experience either already have a Land Rover or go on to buy one. Right, now he's stopping for me. A bit of traffic.
I didn't know quite what to expect. I didn't use it. The worst things ever done was when I done my CITV thing from taking off on 3 wheels.
We're talking about 3 wheels. We'll be heading out of the woods shortly to a little obstacle I've got for you. Straight on down the hill here.
You're enjoying this. I tell you what, you got some pretty good lights on.
Yes.
Yeah, they are good.
Automatic.
And they're on a new system as well. When they're automatic, so at night they're constantly on high beam, but they've got shadowing. So if you get a car coming towards you, it puts that car in the shadow, so the driver of that car's not getting blinded by your high beam. But the rest of the world around it stays in high beam. Ever so clever.
Looking at it going down, you can see how big they are. That's not going at any rough sea.
Let's go round to your right, you get it easy.
Right, well, we've come out of the forest now, and it's still in one piece. Looking a little bit muddier. He's got on really well, to be fair. And now we are going on this big ugly thing called the elephant's footprint, I think he said. So this is probably going to be, I don't know which side I want to be on really. I don't suppose it matters too much, but it's another big obstacle. We've got to try and take some pictures as well as take some video. Probably on the wrong side. Not to worry. Very slow. Oh. Wheels coming off all over the place. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that's pretty tall. Look at that. One sec, let's see if we can get a picture a minute before he goes. Oh, come on. Alright, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Sorry, he's trying to get photos at the same time. Oh, hello. Guys. Didn't break it doing that. That was a long way up. That is a big obstacle. Oh, I think they have a mirror there, so presumably you can see how you look. That is a decent vehicle. I quite fancy that. I didn't think that would do that, but it is. Wow, that's quite good fun. He's laughing, so must be enjoying it. Just having a creak and a groan. Oh dear, yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Right, let's jump back in again. Be right up your street, that, wasn't it? You need to tell him how you got run over on trying to drive off road in Exmoor, eh?
Well, I didn't drive. I just had to park
We go on to the price.
He's done it. I can't think of his, what's his wife, Miss Susanna. Yeah, she did it, didn't she? I saw him the other day. He got a V6 Discovery, didn't he?
Every time you walk a cold lane.
It's probably one of these. It's a white one, isn't it? He's got.
You've got a white thing now.
Yeah, it's a V6 Discovery.
Spent quite a lot of money on it.
Okay, right. Well, we're back at it again. I'm hoping I'm getting some useful stuff. Battery's getting a little bit flat now, so I guess I must have got some footage. It's hard to say how much you've got when you're doing it, because you're sort of watching other stuff going on. I think he seems to be enjoying it. I'm going to drive along here. I think it's supposed to be getting wet, but not getting wet at the moment. Oh, that's a bit rubbish, that. You're supposed to be in here. I'm pointing him in the water. Not even got a tyre wet at the moment. That's a bit better. Gonna need a bit of a wash. I'm gonna run down here. It's okay. Fairly steep slope, looks like. Nothing it won't do. See if we can get a picture at the same time. Oh goodness. Wow. You wouldn't think that would do that, would you? That's really impressive. That's really impressive. That is very nice. And we were lucky enough to see a deer just now. Wasn't lucky enough to be fast enough with the camera to get it. GoPro takes a few seconds just to start up, and it was there for just a few seconds. But you know, the funny thing is, give that a wash and you'd be on the motorway driving up to London, looking as comfortable as you like. 80 mile an hour, no noise. Nice and steady, I reckon. Alright, he stopped for me again.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much for it. I keep telling Nisa I'm going to live to be 110 and be miserable.
I'm already miserable.
I got along, both grandparents was long lived. He was up in the 90s, so hopefully I got a chance. It's just like it's gliding along beautifully now in that other mode. The steering is absolutely feather light, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's all electronic power assisted. It's all fly by wire.
I tell you what, whoever designed it and built it, it must have took a long time to really make
Well,
it.
this car, I was, when I was working at Eastern, because we worked alongside engineering, I was driving this car 2.5, 3 years before the public even knew about it. Yeah.
I didn't have the shakes or anything. it wasn't a bit like I thought it was. The confidence of driving something like this, you could go anywhere with it.
There are limitations, Tony, but very few for this car. Very few.
There isn't very much up and down hill you wouldn't cope with that I've seen
No.
this morning.
No.
There's no doubt about it.
You've probably seen this morning 30% of this car's capability, to be honest with you. You could take it a lot further, I think. But you can take it on the snow and the ice and in the sand.
I quite like your bit when he's leaning over on this one side, so they're moving cocked up in the air to the side. Unreal.
Well done, Tony.
Thank you very much.
My absolute pleasure.
Wow, so it's almost 12 o'clock, just a couple of minutes to. Back in the car park, still in one piece, looking a little bit dirty here and there. But I think he really enjoyed that. I tried to get it as best I can. It's kind of always tough in the car because you can't always see so well. And I tried to jump out a few times, much as I could. But you don't want to be a pest. But that is a half a day Land Rover experience at Honiton.